Hello everyone, welcome to Prunku's Pipe Smoking Den. I'm Prunku, I'm in my den, and today um, I'm going to make a VR to my friend Steve from Smoking Cardboard because he just made a video with the package that I've sent him. I wanted to make him a surprise. And I really hope that he will enjoy that pipe. I'm looking forward to his videos in which he will smoke it and he will honestly talk about how it works and how it smokes and stuff like that. I sent him a billiard because I've seen that many of his pipes are billiard shape, and I sent him a 9mm filtered pipe because well, he told me that he smokes with a filter, so uh, I think that was the only pipe that I had that was a billiard shape and had 9mm, and that was in a good shape. So I hope you will enjoy that pipe, Steve. And don't worry, it's not a big deal compared to the stuff that you sent me. Now, Steve also talked Christmas, about Christmas time, and in our childhood, in his childhood actually, and about homeless people. And I want to give my 2 cents on these subjects. I'll start with, I think, the Christmas thing because, well, it's easier to discuss it, but indeed, like Steve, when we were, in the family, Christmas time was pretty magical. Um, I was fortunate enough to grow up in a family that was wealthy enough, and we could get presents and stuff like that. And uh, Santa used to come, and we would, sing carols and say poems, whatever, to him. But there was this, you know, this magical, mm, how should I say, uh, this magical feeling when we were kids and we believed in Santa Claus and stuff like that. And I also remember that there was snow everywhere, but in the house it was warm and nice, and those were some pretty nice memories. Uh, Also, my mother was the one that used to get the presents and organize everything and whatever. But mm, that magic, I don't know, maybe it's my impression or whatever, but that magic of Christmas kind of faded. It became something very commercial with too much, uh, I don't know, advertising and too much, uh, how should I say, I don't know, it doesn't have that same feeling. Now, of course, it's obvious because we don't believe in Santa anymore, but still, it doesn't have that warm feeling of holiday, and it's weird. For me, it's not such a big thing because I am not a Christian, but it's we still have meals in the family and stuff like that. But the spirit of Christmas and that spirit of getting together and feeling some joy you know in a time when it's actually quite cold and dark outside. But this Christmas thing used to come and bring some light into this dark season, so to speak, because you know the night is longer. There's the cold and stuff like that, and the holidays, the Christmas holidays, used to you know bring some joy and some light into the family with all those weird stuff. I say weird stuff because I see them as weird stuff. No, but many people really enjoy it, and that's cool. Like carols and singing and giving presents, and it's nice. It's nice, and having tree and decorations. It's very symbolic, and it's a shame that we kind of lost um, that feeling, that authentic feeling. That's my opinion on how Christmas started to become something very, you know, profane and lost its spirit. But like I said, for me, it's not such a big deal. I haven't decorated the house in many, many years. Like I told Steve, the last time I decorated a Christmas tree was at my girlfriend's. You know, she insisted that we do this, so because we lived together. So I was like, okay, and we got the Christmas tree and all that stuff just to make her happy. But before that and after that, there was no decorations and stuff. So whatever. Now, Steve also talked about homeless people, and he did say that homeless doesn't necessarily mean to live on the streets. It means that you also can be a person who doesn't own a permanent home, and that is my case. Um, like I said, I used to live in a wealthy family, and I grew up in a big house, which was then renovated and made very luxurious. So it was big and luxurious. And back in 2008, when that economics crisis came, along with the you know stupid stuff that my father did in his business, we lost that house and another house that we had, and from that big and luxurious house, we actually lost everything. We lost the house, the cars, the money, everything, just everything, and my life changed completely back then. So me and my mother moved to a very small apartment which was dirty, and everything was broken, everything was whatever, and we had to pay rent, which was also a big problem. Even if it was a cheap rent, we couldn't afford it, and we couldn't afford many things like the daily meal, for example. We would just um, eat potatoes, and that's about it, because we wouldn't, you know, we didn't have money for anything else. And both me and my mother were chain smokers, so that was our biggest challenge, because you know, we could stay without food for 10 hours, but we couldn't stay without cigarettes for 10 hours. And that was quite a challenge for me and her. And many crazy things happened in that period. But Um, I don't know if I have to go into detail. I don't think that anybody cares about those details, but the thing is that we lost our house, and after that we went uh, to live with rent from an apartment to another. Even now, this is a rented apartment, and this is the fifth or the sixth apartment, I think, that we live in, but still we don't have our own house. And for me, it's my biggest dream, you know, to have that certainty that whatever happens, I will have um, a house where I can live, because we're living in very crazy times, very uncertain times, and it's good to have, you know, something that you can rely on, to know that you won't be, how should I say, thrown out of the house because you didn't pay rent or stuff like that. So just having your own house, it's a big thing. And also paying the rent every month is very difficult. And anyway, so in one way or another, I am homeless because I don't have my own house, my own home. But he said, like, let me see. He talked about homeless people, and that we're sometimes assholes to them. And I remembered some jokes from a stand-up comedian, Greg Giraldo. Unfortunately, that stand-up comedian passed away. I don't remember when, but he had a stand-up show at Comedy Central. In which he used to, talk about homeless people, and I took some notes, some of his jokes about homeless people, because even though they are jokes, they are quite intelligent, and he's right. So to give you an example, he said, I quote, "People always judge homeless guys like if you just give him the money, they're gonna waste it. He's gonna waste the money. Well, he lives in a box. What do you want him to do with it? Save it up and buy a wall unit, take some karate classes, pick up that hot Ricky Martin CD he's had his eyes on. So I just said that joke so badly because I I read it, so I'll try again. People always judge homeless guys like if you give him the money, he's just gonna waste it. He's gonna waste the money, and he's like, well, he lives in a box. What do you expect him to do with it? Buy a wall, save it up, and buy a wall unit, or take some karate classes, or buy that hot new Ricky Martin CD he's had his eyes on. And that's quite true. I mean, people say that they're gonna waste the money. Of course, they're gonna waste the money. They're not gonna invest in the stock market. They are going to buy stuff that they need, you know, and that's it. And he also said like people can be such bastards to homeless guys. I walked behind this guy the other day, and this homeless guy asked him for money, and he looks right at the homeless guy and says, "Why don't you get a job, you bum? Get a job. Like it's always that easy." This homeless guy was wearing his underwear outside his pants. I'm guessing his resume ain't up to date. I'm predicting some problems during the interview process. So, yeah, indeed, that is another good argument. Like when you go and tell some homeless guy to get a job, how do you expect him to get a job when his clothes are dirty, he hasn't taken a shower in a long time, and he has huge fingernails and dirty hair and stuff like that, and who is going to uh, you know give him a job? What job? And even if he gets a job, he will get a job and then he will sleep where? Because after he goes to the job, he goes back on the streets, and from the streets to the job and stuff like that. So we're, of course, if an employer is a great person and he really wants to help someone, first of all, he's gonna rent a small apartment for that homeless guy. That's the first thing that you need to do if you want to really help a homeless guy. And then you give him a job. Just saying, go get a job, you bum, it's not gonna work, you know? It's not how things work. And Greg continued the joke and said, what kind of work is this guy supposed to get? He lives in the garbage. And he was like, hey, welcome to the Smith Barney's, Smelly. Come on, get in. We got a job for you. Here's your desk with the air fresheners on. Make yourself comfortable. Nice look with the underwear. Underwear, nice touch. It's casual Friday, so that's perfect. Another good example. So, what job can he get if he lives in the garbage? If he wears his underwear outside his pants. So we really need to think about what we say before, judging people, especially homeless people, because we tend to be jerks to them, and many times we tend to generalize things like he's gonna get booze, or he's gonna get drugs, or he is going to take those indeed, because he kind of needs it to face reality. and he's going to take, don't worry, he is going to take some food from the money that he receives. So uh, it's sad that even in 2022 we still have this problem of homeless people. People that, you know, winter is here and people are going to die, freezing to death. People outside are going to freeze to death, while others will celebrate Christmas. This just came into my mind right now, and I realized just how crazy this world is, you know? It's so unbelievable that in 2022 countries like America are still filled with homeless people, and even in Romania there are lots of homeless people. I don't know how the rest of Europe is doing in with this situation, but something must be done, you know. Something must be done. Anyway, that was my VR to Steve, and you know, now that I started to think about the situation of homeless people and the cold outside, I just started to think about it more. So I'm going to close this video. I'm going to finish my pipe, and I'll continue to, you know, think about these subjects. But anyway, again, Steve, I hope you enjoyed the pipe, and to the viewers, I hope you enjoyed this video. I don't know, again, I don't know how much time passed, so maybe I talked too much as I usually do, but I'm going to stop here, and until next time, take care and happy puffin'.